If you're in a situation where you should do something and the excuses roll in, you only have 5 seconds before the excuses win.
Yeah.
That's it.
Until you learn to trigger yourself for success, you will constantly doubt your thoughts, your ideas, and your actions. This video is gonna help.
And so I walked in to the men's room, and the first thing I hear is, "Welcome to my office." And this was the janitor at the Johannesburg men's room.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso, keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Mel Robbins. Also, if you want to have more confidence and motivation, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
You might want to get honest with yourself. Like, instead of doing this where I want to be a millionaire, I want to do this, do you really? Because you can make it happen. You actually can. Look at all the idiots that are making money. You can make money.
In order to get to the next level in your business, you got to decide right now, what habits do you have as a leader that you have to change now?
If you're in a situation where you should do something and the excuses roll in, you only have 5 seconds before the excuses win.
Yeah.
That's it. And it has to do with how your brain is designed. And so I started seeing this 5-second window everywhere. Everywhere. You walk into a networking meeting and the 5-second window is right there because you look around and you see all these people you should talk to and you feel yourself freeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can start walking. If you're trying to sell something, the 5-second window is always there because you either have a phone you need to pick up and make a phone call, or you have a person you need to talk to, but instead of doing it, that 5-second window's right there and the excuses roll in and then you're not doing it.
Yep.
And so
It's almost like we talk ourselves out of it, right? After 5 seconds, like, why not to do it? All
well,
these excuses.
and then it's even more sophisticated than that, which is what I discovered. And what's more sophisticated about it is that you have 2 modes to your brain. You have the prefrontal cortex, which is the mode of your brain. It's the front part of your brain that does all your strategic planning, your decision making, not all your decision making, that's wrong. It does your intentional decision making, conscious decision making. It's what you're using when you're acting with courage. It's what you're using when you are learning anything new. If you've ever taken a standardized test, when you walk out of a standardized test, what do you have? You have a freaking headache because you've been using this part of your brain. That's the one part. The other part is the interior part of your brain, which automates everything. It's where self-doubt is. It's where habits are. It's where automated decision-making is. It's where every negative we do, it's stuck right here. So what the 5-second rule is actually doing on a very sophisticated level is it's switching off this part and awakening the part that gives you control. And so the problem with our excuses, if you want to get into the brain science, is that if you start to think, and you start to think, I feel tired, or I don't want to, or I'm too stressed out, or now's not the right time, that becomes automatic and it gets encoded right here. So part of the problem with our excuses is that when you stop and think and hesitate, you trigger your brain to automatically talk you out of it. That's the problem. It's not the excuses, it's that your brain has done it over and over and now it takes over.
The trick to getting yourself into action mode is to trigger yourself for success. Triggering yourself for success means you've taken the decision making out of it, that as soon as you come up with an idea, you have trained yourself by default into action mode. You see, your brain will always talk you down from things because it's trying to keep you safe, and it only understands a world that currently exists that is logical and practical. Until you learn to trigger yourself for success, you will constantly doubt your thoughts, your ideas, and your actions. This video is gonna help. So today I want to talk about this bag right here. A lot of you leave comments, the newer fans of the channel say, why is Doritos sponsoring your videos? Evan, why don't you have a healthier sponsor? Don't you know what bad Doritos does to your body? You should be promoting healthy living. Doritos is not a sponsor, guys. This is triggering me for success every single day. And this isn't just some tiny bag. It looks small looking back here, but let me bring this up. Look at that. This is right next to my face. Look at how big that bag of Doritos is. I have a strategy, and it's a weird strategy, so maybe you'll love it, maybe you won't, but I have a strategy called Damn the Doritos. I look at this bag. So I'm sitting, this is how I'm working, right? I'm not sitting, I'm standing. I'm standing on a trampoline. This is my workspace right now, right? I'm standing here, I'm working. In the corner of my eye, I got Steve Jobs up here, and I got this giant bag of Doritos. All I want to do is eat this bag all day long. I want to destroy this bag of Doritos. Look at that giant chip. Oh, I'm gonna start drooling soon. I love it. I want to eat that all day long. This bag is here as a reminder of how great I am. This is the mental conversation inside my head. Evan, you're awesome. You're awesome for not eating those Doritos every day. And I want it as a reminder. People say, doesn't it take a lot of willpower? No, it builds, for me at least, builds the willpower. Builds my strength. Every time I see that bag of Doritos, makes me feel better about myself that I'm not eating it and I have the strength to keep going. And so why I have that here is when you're on a diet, right? This is how it began. When you're on a diet, your friends, your family, the experts will say, get rid of all the junk food from your house, get rid of it all because otherwise you'll be tempted and then you're gonna eat it and then you're gonna ruin your diet. I think that is actually teaching yourself that you suck. You're teaching yourself, I'm a weird duck, you're teaching yourself that you are not strong enough to be around the thing, and so I need to get it out of my environment. The only way that I can stick to this thing is if this other stuff is nowhere close to me. I think you're telling yourself that you suck. I think it's a big crutch. And just like when you break your leg, you have a crutch, your ultimate goal is to not have a crutch. It's to walk, it's to run, it's to be stronger than before, right? And so as a step one, maybe it's good, right? As a step one, okay, fine. You broke your leg, you have a crutch. You want to get on a diet, you're addicted to junk food, get out of the house, awesome. But as soon as you go on vacation, as soon as you go to an office party, as soon as you go to New Year's, any kind of party, you're gonna destroy the food because you've trained yourself every day that you suck, that you're not capable. I think you're a genius. I think you're stronger than you think. And so I tested it first with myself and I thought, you know what? Doritos are my nemesis, right? I love Doritos. Oh my gosh, just looking at that bag. So I went to Costco and bought the giant size bag of Doritos and said, I'm gonna put this on my desk all day long. Because damn the Doritos, because the Doritos are stronger than me? I don't think so, right? I'm Evan Carmichael. And same thing for you. That thing that is holding you, that's stronger than you? I don't think so. Remember who you are. Remember how strong you are. And that's what this is here for. And it's been awesome to see people now take this up. Friend of the channel, Liron, was trying to get off of sugar, and he has this coffee cup with a saucer, and he drinks his morning coffee, and he put 2 packets of sugar on the saucer right next to the coffee. So he pours his coffee, has the sugar right next to it, and he just starts drinking it and puts it down and looks at the sugar packs and then just drinks the coffee again and puts it down, looks at the sugar packs, and his wife thinks he's crazy. And he's a little crazy too. You gotta be a little bit weird duck, but I think this is actually how you build your strength. Mark Drager, another friend of the channel, is addicted to the Peak Friends cookies. You know, the ones that have the red on the inside and the cream in the middle. Those are among my favorites too. And so his COO, when he heard this, went out and bought all these boxes of Peak Friends and put it on Mark's desk. And he opened it up. And this is one of my favorite things to do. Whenever I'm around Doritos or something I really love to eat, not just say, oh, put that away from me. Don't be around me. I can't have that. And not just look at it. I want to smell it. So Mark took these cookies, brought it right up here. Peak Friend cookies, right up here. Oh, and you can just see the joy on his face just as he's bringing back memories and just what those cookies are gonna taste like when they enter his stomach, and just goodness everywhere, right? The smile on his face, maybe a little bit of drool coming out, you just, and then put the cookies down and walk away. And how great that makes you feel as a human to say, here's one of my biggest weaknesses of all time. Bring it. I own you. Put it down and walk away, right? I think that's how you actually build strength. by doing those difficult things, by triggering yourself for success. Every time I see the Doritos bag, I feel better about myself, I feel stronger about myself, and I want you to do the same thing. If any of you are gonna take on that kind of challenge, I wanna hear you, I wanna follow you, I wanna see how your journey is going, because it can be one of the biggest, most important life-changing decisions that you embark on. So now I wanna share 3 different success triggers that can propel you forward. The first is the boom boom test, and that's when your heart's going boom 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 boom, right? The idea is we need to get out of our head. We need to get out of our head. You get an idea, something's coming at you, a new opportunity, something that might be scary. We need to get out of our head and just go off and do it, right? We're taking the decision-making process out of it. It's just understanding that these things are the right things for me, right? You have an idea. It's a good one because it came from you, therefore it must be good. You're gonna do something about it. Boom, 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 boom. It's your heart beating because you're nervous, because you're scared, because you're afraid. Teach yourself that when your heart's beating, that means it's go time, whatever the thing is. Especially when it's other people's opinions that you're afraid of. You're afraid of launching a YouTube video because somebody's gonna look at it. Your friend, your boyfriend, girlfriend, high school friends, parents, husband, wife, they're gonna look at it and laugh at you. If that's the reason, then you have to do it just because, right? Don't do something stupid, right? Don't go rob a store because it makes you nervous, okay? Stick within your ethics. But most of the things you're afraid of are not stupid things like going to rob a store. They're fear of failing in front of other people. And if that's the reason, then you've lost for life. And so teach yourself. Boom, 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 you do it. You stop thinking about it and teach yourself. Because when you find that I'm afraid and I take action, I'm afraid and I take action, I'm afraid and I take action, what you're doing is rewiring your brain. You're teaching yourself that you're awesome, that you're super strong, that you're a hero, at least in your own mind, right? I feel like a hero in my own mind because when my heart's going like this, boom, 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 that means I have to go off and do it. So use the boom, boom test. Number 2 is play bigger triggers. And these are things in your environment that you can put in there to help you play a bigger game. So the Doritos is a play bigger trigger for me, right? I set it up once. It was an idea that came to me. I'm gonna put it here. I set it up once, and every day it triggers me forward. It triggers me to remind myself of how strong I am, because I wouldn't do it from a notification, right? I'm not gonna have a notification in my phone every 20 minutes to say, hey, remind yourself how strong you are. Remind yourself how strong you are, right? This does it for me automatically. The room here, right? These people all mean something to me. It means something. The plaques down there mean something to me. The neck braces that you can't really see, but under there's my neck braces from the tour, right? I wore this thing for 50 days and then that one for 10 days or something like that. This is a reminder of how awesome I am to myself, right? You might be looking to say, why does he have a neck brace? I'm not so concerned what you guys think. It's for me. There's a message here from my wife, right? I love you, get well soon. Hearts, Nina. Probably blurry, you can't see it. But this is a play bigger trigger for me. I had a broken neck for 60 days and I wore this thing and continued my tour, right? You've done amazing things too in your life. This isn't about me, it's about just using an example. You have already done amazing things in your life. You just forgot. You just don't remember how strong you are. And so having play bigger triggers in your environment that constantly remind you of who you are and what you're capable of makes a big impact on how you feel about yourself. And the third one is scary, difficult, or hard. When you hear yourself say scary, difficult, or hard, this is the audio expression of the boom boom test. The boom boom test is your heart beating, boom, 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 boom. That's physical, that's in the body. Some of you may gravitate to that naturally. Some of you may not catch that. You don't feel your body as much, but you're more auditory. Great. So if you ever hear yourself saying scary, difficult, or hard, same thing, you do it. You do it, you find a way to do it. You have to go off and do it because you do scary, difficult, or hard because you love scary, difficult, or hard. And tell your friends and your family, the people around you, anytime you hear me say scary, difficult, or hard, poke me in the stomach. Poke me in the stomach, make me do it, right? Remind me of what I'm doing. Because I think we play small by default and we need those reminders on a regular basis. So the boom boom test, to play bigger triggers, scary, difficult, or hard, because the opposite is comfort. The opposite is boring. The opposite is living your life every day the exact same way. It's photocopying your life. That's what most people do. It's why most people hate their life, because they're just photocopying it over and over and over and over and over again. You have a chance to make a difference by reprogramming your mind. Because everything that you want that's new, that's exciting, that's different, means you have to do something that's new and different, and therefore it's scary. So you love doing scary things. You have to if you want the life that you want. Now I have a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what is your version of Damn the Doritos? What are you gonna do? For me, it's Doritos. What's your version of it? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video, I wanna celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well.
I was in Johannesburg a little while ago, and I went through the airport. And I went into the men's room or washroom or bathroom, however you want to call it. And so I walked in to the men's room, and the first thing I hear is, "Welcome to my office." And this was the janitor at the Johannesburg men's room.
That's funny.
Who janitorized, or I'll make up a word, cleaned the toilets like Mozart composed music. Now that man has no money. That man probably has very little education. That man is judged by the world as having an unimportant job.
Right.
And that man is a hero, could be a hero to millions of people. Why? Because he actually saw himself as an ambassador to South Africa. And his passion was palpable. And his visceral commitment to doing work at the highest level was like you don't see even from the CEOs.
Right.
And all I'm saying is, even the person with the broken heart, the person who's down on their knees, whether they see it or not, they have a choice to rise above their circumstances. And leadership and humanity is a testament to the people who have done it. I mean, you you look at Mandela, 27 years in imprisonment. When his son died, he wasn't allowed to attend the funeral of his own son. He said that was one of the great pains of his life. And what did he do? The victim looks at something like that, torture, and says, "I am broken." And they give up, and they close their heart, they close their mind, they close their creativity, and they blame the rest of their life on what happened to them. But Mandela, what he chose to do was to use it as an opportunity, because actually the things that break your heart, if you choose, can open your heart. Fear, the world says fear is bad. Fear is only an opportunity for bravery training. And what he did was he used those 27 years of torture to open himself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, to the point where when he was released and became the president of South Africa, he invited his jailers to sit in the front row at his inauguration. And he was asked why, and he said, "Because if I don't, I'd still be in prison." Right. And that's a long way of saying, but we do make excuses because we are very good at self-deception. Because if we actually had to face the responsibility of playing with our bigness in the world, we'd have to let go of our addiction to our excuses and leave what's safe. Am I making sense?
No, totally. No, you're totally making sense.
You'd have to leave what's safe. I mean, we are addicted to crisis sometimes. It makes no sense. We are addicted to pain. And we'd have to actually leave the pain to go out to the possibility of pleasure and joy and greatness. And believe it or not, that frightens us. Right. So we make these excuses, and then we blame people. "Oh, Joe or Robin, I don't like the way he looks. He speaks differently." But subconsciously, as you're suggesting, those are just our protective mechanisms to avoid owning the responsibility of our brilliance.
If you want to know how billionaire Sarah Blakely manifests her ideas, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.